Thank you very much. I've recovered from my near-death experience. Let me first of all extend a very warm welcome on behalf of all of us to all of you journalists that have made the very long trek. I see some of my friends in attendance here who I know have made very long trips. We appreciate you coming and supporting and covering the World Junior Championships in 2014. A welcome to all of you. You will see among our star juniors here, both Joanna Hayes on the extreme right, your extreme left, and Jackie Joyner-Kersee, who is 3 spots away from me. I want to start with them because I want to ask you first, Joanna. You're at the University of Oregon. When I come back here, my memory is my NCAA title in '96. Tell me what your memory is when you come back to Oregon.
Well, I have a lot of memories at Oregon, some really great and some not so great. I came here as a freshman in college and didn't really do well, and I was vowed to do better. So I think that my best experience here is the Prefontaine Classic. When you come here, the stands are always packed. People, as was stated before, the people in the audience, they know you. It's like the European feel for a lot of the American athletes where the people in the stands, they know you, they're fans of you, and they cheer for everyone. Every good mark is like you're their favorite, and so they get excited. And to do a victory lap at Hayward Field is like one of the best places you can ever do a victory lap. So for me, the best memories are always the fans and the people of Tracktown USA and Eugene because they appreciate what we do. We spend hours and hours, countless time during the weeks, months, and years training for this event, and for people to appreciate it, it gives you a much better feel, and you just are much happier to perform well in front of them.
Jackie, same question. When you come back to U of O, what's the memory that stands out for you?
As Joanna was saying, I have a lot of great memories, and I think what's outstanding about being at Hayward Field is that the fans, and they are rooting on everyone. And even though we want to see great performances, but they are cheering for the person who might be struggling and they, on the backstretch or, so for me, yes, winning, you always want to be a part of that, but it's the atmosphere. And what Tracktown USA is doing for our sport is really exposing it to a lot more people, and to have this world-class event with our future generation of our sport is that now it's time for them to make memories and come back and be ambassadors like we are and talk about their memories and how important it is to have an event like this in the United States.
Let me start on the outside with our first junior star. He's the NCAA champion from this year from Baylor. Very short list of young men that have won the NCAA 100-meter title while competing as true freshmen. Trayvon Brummell from the USA and Baylor. Trayvon, first of all, 9.97 this year, the world junior record is yours. You're back to this track where you've already run a very, very good time. Is that in the back of your mind, like, you know what, I'm getting another chance to compete at a track where I know I can run a sub-10-second performance?
Yes, it does hit my mind because, like you said, running the 9.97, it was a big change in history in my life, and getting the world junior record, it was a big thing. So coming back to this track where I know I have support from the whole Tracktown USA, I feel like with God behind my side and everybody supporting, I feel like I can come out and make history again. So just to be back here, it's a blessing. It's good to be here.
All right, we wish you very, very good luck. Next to you is Ana Pelotero of Spain. She's the defending World Junior Triple Jump Champion. So Ana, my question to you is, you are back to defend your title. What do you know 2 years later about your event and about competing at this event that maybe you didn't know 2 years ago?
Mi objetivo este año, pues me gustaría mucho volver a conseguir el título de campeona del mundo como en Barcelona. El año pasado tuve un año muy duro porque estuve lesionada, pero este año tengo la suerte de estar entrenando en Madrid y la verdad es que estoy muy contenta y no tengo ninguna lesión y creo que podría estar peleando otra vez por conseguir el título.
Well, my goal here is to defend my title from 2 years ago. I had a very tough year last year because I was injured, but it's been a great year this year so far, training in Madrid injury-free. So looking forward to defending my title.
We wish you all the best. Next to her is Matthew Denny from, oh, excuse me. How could I, see? I'm gonna get shot my first day back. I coined the phrase the Cain train. It seems like she's allowed everybody else to use it now, but that's okay because we all know and love her. Mary Cain, who of course is the World Junior Indoor record holder at 1,000 meters. She eschewed her collegiate participation to turn pro. You are unique in this competition in that most of the athletes competing here have not had the chance to be in a World Championship final as you have, and competing against pros on the circuit as you have this year. Tell me if you feel like that gives you sort of an edge coming in here this week.
Yeah, I would definitely say that it does give me a bit of an edge. You know, this past year has been amazing, just a really great experience. I've learned how to compete on really kind of an international level, and I think that definitely gives me advantage. But I do know there are a lot of really talented girls, especially in my 3K field, who have run really fast times as well in Diamond League races. So I'm not completely alone in having some international competition experience. So, you know, I'm just excited to see what I can do on Thursday night.
Best of luck to you as well. Matthew Denny, I four-started just now. Matthew Denny is next to Mary. I was in Donetsk for your win last year, which I believe was a margin of victory greater than anybody had ever. I remember very distinctly your podium ceremony. So now you're back and at the World Junior Championships. Now, you told me before we were getting ready to come out here that you have been in this time zone for quite some time. Tell us about your trip over here and what you've been doing for the last month.
Yeah, well, you know, the Australian team's been over here for 3 weeks now. We went to Vancouver to start with, and you know, it was a long flight, 15 hours. So we just want, you know, to get used to the time zone and acclimatise and just get ready for the competition because, like, our team's going to be extremely competitive. I know all of them very closely, and you know, we're extremely keen to compete, and we just want to get everything perfect by the time we get to the championship and, you know, line up at our race or stand in the circle. So
we wish you the best this week.
Thank you.
Next to Matt is from Sweden. She came in just in time. I know you seem to have had some of the problems that I had yesterday in getting here, but we're glad you're here. Sophie Fling from Sweden. Like Anna, she is a defending champion, back to defend her title. What is it about your region of the world, Scandinavia, where the javelin is so important? Because, you know, this part of the world, javelin doesn't quite get the kind of attention it does in your part of the world. What is it about your the culture in Scandinavia, why the javelin is such a big deal?
In Sweden, it's not, javelin isn't as big as we have had high jump and triple jump.
Not as big as in Finland.
Yeah, javelin is more like, especially Finland, but also like Czech Republic. We have both world record holders from there. And Germany, very good throwers. Not so much from Sweden yet, but it's coming.
So in other words, so there's a little bit of pressure on you now because here you are already having won a World Junior title. Do you feel like maybe you are changing a little bit some of how the athletics press write about your event?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
In other words, since, as you said, in Sweden, the javelin isn't as big as it is in Finland. Yes. Is it possible that you might be the one where 10 years from now we can look back and say, you know what? Sophie is the one who probably changed things in Sweden, where young little Swedish girls said, I want to be like Sophie. I want to throw that javelin.
Yeah, that would be quite awesome if they... actually, we have some, I don't know if you've heard of Bromell, also a really good javelin thrower from Sweden. So I think it's definitely possible to, you know, start the javelin to make it more popular in Sweden.
Good luck to you. this week at Hayward Field. Last and certainly not least, from Ethiopia, the World Youth 1500 meter silver medalist from last year in Donetsk, Ukraine, Dawit Seyum. Of course, she's going to have a translator. My question for any Ethiopian athlete is, how do you manage the expectations? Because when you are running in a championship with green, yellow, and red uniform, Ethiopia on the front, there is a certain level of expectation. How does a young athlete deal with that sort of pressure, apart from just wanting to come here and do well?
Thank you. You know, we manage our young athlete. We have a project in for her. Yeah. Indeed, you know, I want
ዝግጅት አድርጌ ነው የምሮጠው እና ጥሩ ለሀገሬም ጥሩ ነገር ማምጣት ነው የምፈልገው ወርቅ ነው የምፈልገው ጥሩ ነው ሁሉም ነገር
Sure, she said my country Ethiopia are develop the young athlete. We help us and as a junior we put the training camp and I will training with my coach and I will do my best and I will training daily the training and as well as I'm compete youth and junior championship. I will a good result, she said.
At this point, we're going to open up the floor to questions for any one of the athletes or ambassadors at the head table.
Hi, Parker Morris for the IAAF. Trayvon, this has been quite a long season for you. You ran pretty fast, starting in March. How have you prepared for a season that's lasted as long as this one has, and to be sharp now, this long even after NCAAs?
I just feel like with the treatment that I've been getting from the staff at Baylor, you know, it's keeping me recovered throughout the season. I know it's been a long season running fast times, but I just feel like with the heart that I have, I feel like I got a lot more to put up on the field. Just going back, just getting my maintenance done on my body, I just feel like I can still run fast. I don't feel like I'm going to run any slower. I feel like my heart won't let me, so we should see history made again.
Yes, it's Phil Minshall from Spain Sports for Mary. You're down for the 3,000 meters. Can you tell us about what conditioned your thinking about choosing that event? After all, you were 6th in Barcelona 2 years ago.
Well, I chose the 3,000 because I thought it would just be kind of fun to mix it up. I typically run more 8:15s, and I consider myself really to be a miler, but I thought maybe it'd be interesting to kind of go up. I know there's a lot of really capable girls in this event, so I wanted to be challenged, and so I definitely think this is going to be a really awesome race. And they have Diamond League 3Ks, but geez, those races are fast, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to get a good competitive 3K in. So yeah, just kind of mixing it up.
Yes. Spikes Magazine.
Hi, I'm James from Spikes. This is to all in fact, any athletes who want to answer it. It's kind of, what do you think of Tracktown as a place? It's quite a unique kind of part of the world, and what are your kind of thoughts from spending a little bit of time here?
I'll go first. First, coming from throws, it's a completely different setup compared to a lot of other stadiums, especially with the hammer circle being outside. But they've set up the circle for discus perfectly into the headwind, so, coming into the competition, I know I've got big throws and training coming into a headwind, so, it's going to be a big competition with big distances, and, with hammer, we've got a fast circle and we've got the world record holder, so it's going to be a large competition with big distances, and, world records could fall in the hammer, and massive throws and discus, so it's a great setup, and I know I've seen I've seen all the Diamond Leagues and I watch them all, but my favourite one is Eugene. The atmosphere is amazing to watch, and everyone being so close to everything and cheering on, and they're all so knowledgeable, and they go crazy every time a big distance come up. So I'm keen to compete, and hopefully I can drop a big throw and get that crowd cheering. So.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, for Mary and Sophie, can you talk about your academic futures? Mary, you're turning pro, so where are you going to be studying and what was your choices behind that? And Sophie, a lot of Scandinavian throwers have made the trip over to the United States and gone to US universities. What's your thinking about that at the moment? Are you going to stay in Sweden or take up a scholarship here?
Yeah, we have talked about it, but haven't really taken a decision. But we feel that we have the best opportunities at home in Sweden to go over to Finland and get some training over there done, and then it feels good to stay in Sweden. So I think to go to the US would be a very uncertain, So I think it would feel better to stay home.
Sounds like she's leaning on staying home. She's leaning towards staying home.
Yeah.
Mary, what about you?
Well, this upcoming fall, I just graduated from high school this year, so I'm going to the University of Portland, and technically I'm coming in as an undecided major, but I'm kind of leaning down a chemistry path. Luckily, I already have a good few credits coming in with APs, so in the falls I'll probably kind of take like a heavier class load. Like this upcoming fall, I'm taking 19 credits, and then in the fall I'll kind of back off and maybe take more like on the 12 to 15 side. But yeah, so I love chemistry, I love the sciences. My dad was a chem major as well, so I get that kind of, I like blowing things up in the lab, so it'll be fun.
And Mary, trust me, don't worry about it. Everybody in this room changed their major 2 or 3 times, so don't let that bother you. Another question, yes. Can we get the mic here?
John Anderson from IAAF Radio. Can I ask Trayvon a 2-part question, really? First of all, we've talked about the atmosphere at Hayward Field. Can you talk about the track itself? Because it does seem to have this sort of magical quality of producing fast times. What it is about the conditions here that makes it so conducive to that. And secondly, how fast, having run 997, how much faster do you think you can go here? And have you set any kind of idea of how low you can perhaps lower that record again?
I feel like this track, it's a real fast track, and I feel like any sprinter would love it. I feel like when I got down in the blocks of NCAAs, it was just another feeling. When I came up and I seen myself ahead of the competition, I was like, I really love Oregon track. I feel like I choose the right track to run fast at. So I feel like in the support from the crowd, it's not just giving love to the Oregon athletes. They love everybody, even if you're down and out, or if you're high up in your competition. I feel like they show a lot of love to any athlete that's out there, doing their event. And as in running a fast time or anything like that, I really don't like to set like a time for myself, because it kind of throw you off focus. I feel like God has written out a plan for me. He's the perfect author, and I feel like if he wants me to run that time's gonna come, and I feel like it'll throw me off if I think about it, because then I won't worry about making my transition out the blocks or my drive phase or anything like that. So I just try to stay focused on executing and just knowing that whatever time comes on that board is what God wanted me to run. So I just leave it all in his hands.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mark Cullen. I'm from Trackerati.com, and I'm a proud 1975 graduate of the University of Oregon. This is for David Sayoum. Could you please describe the point at which you were identified as a major talent? And at the point at which your talent was recognized, what programs and support were in place or were brought to you to help you develop your talent further?
Yeah, well, yeah. Did you hear the question?
For her?
It's for her, yes. But
can you repeat the question? Come again, please.
For Dawit Sayun. What was the point at which you were recognized in Ethiopia as a talent, a star of the future? And at the point at which you received that recognition, that you were identified as having this talent, what programs were in place? What coaching did you receive to help you develop that talent?
Indeed, I go on a certain program, talent is a program, no program for
አሰልጣኝ የሚሰጠኝ ነው ካልኩሌት ማድረግ ሁሌ እና ሁሌ በአሰልጣኝ ነው የምሰራ ለዛ ነው
She said that I have a coach and a national coach in Ethiopia. He give me my program exactly. I follow his program and daily and the afternoon and in the morning and afternoon. And I never do my own training. Just I will concentrate only the coaching program. At that time, the coaching is give us, the program is according to my age level. So that is why I bring the good result in the best time in the world, she said.
We had a, yeah, Dave.
Hi, this question is for Mary. As President Diak pointed out, there hasn't been a World Championships in this country since 1992. How excited are you in your first, you're going to be in this championship here, you'll have the home crowd advantage, which the other athletes don't have. Are you expecting that to play right into how you prepare and perform?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think it makes me a little bit more excited to come out and represent the U.S. on home soil. And, you know, that last 100 meters when I'm kicking it in, you know, and I'm battling with some kid, it'll definitely, hopefully give me a little bit of an edge. And so, you know, 2 years ago when I was in Barcelona, it was such an amazing experience. But it was kind of cool, you know, being kind of like abroad, and I got that whole experience. But being able to be home, like, you know, in Eugene, I feel like this is kind of like a second home to me, the whole Oregon area. So I think as a whole, it's just giving me, like, a comfort level, and as a result, a little bit of an advantage.
Yes.
Can I ask a sort of follow-up to that, particularly Trayvon and Mary? Are you going to have plenty of friends and family in the crowd? And of the other international athletes, is anyone from your family flying over to watch you?
Well, I have my cousin that's on the team with me, so I feel like that'll be one of my biggest supports while I'm running on the track. So I feel like that's be my main support right now, and everybody else are back home cheering me on.
And yeah, I'm gonna have, you know, a pretty good support system, because, you know, my group is based down in Portland, so my coach will be able to be here, and my dad's coming out, so it'll be kind of nice just to kind of feel like I'm at home. And you know, I've run at Eugene so many times, so I feel like I probably kind of know all the crowd anyway too, so I'll have them back there again.
I want to ask a question of Anna. Anna, I want to ask you what, in your opinion, is the state of Spanish athletics right now?
En estos momentos el atletismo español está creciendo mucho y sobre todo en categorías inferiores. El año pasado en el Mundial de Dones y este año en Bakú hubo muy buenos resultados, y yo creo que día a día pues se va trabajando mucho más y estamos mejorando muchísimo. Y a este Mundial yo creo que habrá muy buenos resultados y niños que, bueno, compañeros que lo harán súper bien.
Athletics in Spain is growing a lot, especially in the junior and youth categories. We had a very good performance last year at the World Youth Championships, and we're improving a lot, as we also saw at the European Youth Festivals in Baku. So I expect a lot of our athletes to achieve good results here in Eugene.
we have no further questions, we'll bring the press conference to a close. We want to invite the photographers who want to get another shot of our stars to come up as well.